Hello, Joe from Manhattan Review here. Last time we've wrapped up the theoretical part of our video series on Manhattan Review's approach to GMAT sentence correction questions. If you have not watched the previous videos in this series, check out our channel to see each step broken down. In the coming video, we will go through each step of the process for one GMAT sentence correction question. Remember that the 6 steps of the Manhattan Review method are: read the sentence, pre-process the sentence, identify a decision point, eliminate incorrect answers, repeat steps 3 and 4 as needed, and finally, if needed, go with your gut as you check your answer for conciseness, logic, and intended meaning. Okay, let's jump in with a question you might see on the GMAT. Step 1 is to read the sentence. The Great Wall Space Agency's recent attempts to launch a man into space, a major goal of their space program for the past few years, has not substantially decreased the gaps existing between the technology-rich and technology-poor cities around the space center. Remember that when you decode the sentence, you want to scan the sentence for the subject and verbs. This will help to clarify what the sentence means. After reading through, we can see that the idea the sentence conveys is: a space agency's current project is not helping to close the technology gaps in the surrounding area. Remember, it is okay to paraphrase here, because we are only trying to understand the sentence's meaning. This will help us later to choose an answer which is both logical and does not change the meaning. Now it is time to pre-process the sentence. Keeping the meaning we have already decoded in mind is important when deciding what information can be considered extraneous. Let's start by looking for modifying phrases. Often, this can be found between commas. In this sentence, the modifying phrase, a major goal of their space program for the past few years, can be removed right away, as it is not essential to convey the meaning of the sentence. Now that there are no more commas, we begin to search for prepositions which will somehow modify the sentence. In this sentence, we see 4 prepositions: to, into, between, and around. We noted before that the meaning of the sentence is that the space agency's current project is not helping to close the technology gaps in the surrounding area. With this in mind, we should keep the phrases between the technology-rich and technology-poor cities and around the space center, because they help to clarify the problem being discussed. We can eliminate the phrases to launch a man and into space. While they provide more information, they are not needed for the sentence to make logical sense. This sentence has to be adequately pre-processed now, so we can move on to steps 3 and 4. Identify a decision point and eliminate incorrect answers. First, we will address subject-verb agreement. As you remember, we know that subject-verb agreement problems are most likely to reveal themselves during the pre-processing phase. Here we have to decide whether to use the verb has or have. In our simplified sentence, it is easy to see that the subject of the sentence is attempts. The test maker wants us to think it is the Great Wall Space Agency. However, it is not the space agency which has not closed the gaps. Instead, it is the attempts which have not closed the gaps. Therefore, we can eliminate answers A, B, and C. Now we've reduced this problem to 2 active answer choices. We now check if there is one more decision point we can identify. We notice that there isn't a specific grammatical rule we can use to eliminate one of the 2 options, so we have to move on to step 6, go with your gut. Remember that in step 6 we consider whether the options are clear, concise, or use active voice. Here we can see that both options are saying the same thing in different ways. GMAT prefers a concise option that uses an action verb, like decreased, to an option that uses a wordier noun phrase, like in a decrease of. D is less wordy and also clearer in its meaning, so we will eliminate option E. Finally, we read the new sentence to ourselves to make sure it does not violate any grammatical rules and is logical. The new sentence is, the Great Wall Space Agency's recent attempts have not substantially decreased the gap that exists between the technology-rich and technology-poor cities around the Space Center. Here we can see the sentence makes logical sense and does not break any grammatical rules. We know that D is the correct answer and have solved this question. Now that you have a firm grasp of Manhattan Review's 6-step approach to sentence correction questions, you will be amazed how efficient your answer time and accuracy will get. Practice this approach as you prepare to tackle GMAT sentence correction questions, and by test day the process will be second nature to you. If you found this video series helpful, be sure to subscribe to our channel and see other great GMAT preparation tools. There are still some more videos with fully worked out GMAT sentence correction questions coming, but please note that they are not all posted on YouTube. Some are only accessible from our website, so please follow the link in the description below to make full use of the free GMAT prep resources Manhattan Review provides. This has been Joe from Manhattan Review. Until next time, happy GMAT studies!